Okay, I think we're back. Maybe it'll not be weird this time. Hello again, everybody. Put this down. Mm. Yeah, we've had like a little snowstorm. Um, so yeah, this is weird because it's like, and I got up and I realized I didn't have any coffee, so I had luckily some of this espresso that I buy that you can use in a regular coffee maker. And usually I just make it like with this little like 1 cup French press that I have, but I wasn't trying to do French press first thing in the morning, so I just made it in the automatic machine. And then um, Punky's dad contacted me and said, "Do not go out. Just order anything you need in and don't leave the house because the roads are bad." So we're stuck here, and I think the internet is being glitchy because of that. So okay, so getting back to the topic at hand. Um, Not originally what I intended on talking about today, but I'm going to go ahead and, you know, explain. I decided to remove any content that is not reflective of what I want to do on YouTube. And that is hang out with my friends, laugh, talk about common interests, and that's just kind of what I want to do. Um, and it's not about how do I put it? I had spoken before about becoming your enemy, and yeah, I don't wanna partake in it. Hey, Tally, how are you, honey? I don't wanna God, it's so hard to get out what I wanna say. Like, it's in here, but it's getting it out here. Um, Doug Stanhope kinda did this thing I remember years ago. I love him, and he did this bit about nationalism, which doesn't apply, but kind of applies to kind of the way people behave on here. It's baggage of other people, and it teaches you to hate people you've never even met. In his case, he's talking about nationalism, but in here, it's kind of like, I don't want to hate people I've never even met. That's not what I want to do on here. Um, the internet is vast. I came from the skeptic communities, been around for a long time, never had a problem with anybody on here, ever, ever. There would be occasional trolls and things like that. It's just stuff you just let roll off. Um, but never to this degree. And I am going to, hey, Susan, how are you? I'm going to just, for myself, and this is for me, I'm doing this for me. I've decided that I'm going to, oh, I had another notification. Um, for me, I'm going to do this, and that is just like I don't want anybody going after the person that I love most in this world, which is my son. I am not going to go after anybody else's um, people that they love most in the world. So, yeah. And there's people on here like the truth or the truth. I don't never had a problem with her, never even had words with her. So, you know, and as far as Republican Ash goes, I do know that she says some stuff, but is it stuff worthy of me deciding to hate her when I don't know her? No, it's not worth that for me. So, yeah, I don't wanna hurt the girl. I don't wanna I just don't wanna do it anymore. I don't want the tit for tat anymore. I don't want people talking about my child or anybody else's child anymore. So here I am, and I'm going to say that I publicly denounce anybody saying that CPS calls and things like that are cool because they're not to me. And threatening people and, you know, if they want to continue to partake and do those things, then so be it. But for my part, I want nothing to do with that. I've never threatened CPS on anybody, by the way. Everybody that knows me knows that. I would never do that. I mean, unless somebody's beating a child in front of me on a camera, I am not going to do that to somebody's kid. Um, this is for me and for what I want to do on here. I want to talk about fun stuff, and this place will turn you into somebody you don't want to be. It will turn you into somebody that, hey, Angelo, how are you? It will turn you into somebody you don't want to be. And I don't want to turn into somebody like that. I want to be me and talk about, oh, the boys are in there rattling their. I just fed them and they're still rattling their dishes. Walter is in there slapping his dishes. And part of what I wanted to always talk about on here, I'm not trying to be like a creator. I'm not trying to do any of that. Hey, moderate chaos, how are you? Um, Not trying to do any of that. I just wanted to like discuss things. And as far as being on the spectrum goes, what I always wanted to do, and I still want to do it, is try and get people to understand what it's like to be on the spectrum and have a kid who's on the spectrum. Walter will not behave. He wanted to steal Kimmy. He wanted to steal the rest of Edward's food, and Edward ate it. So now he's mad. So he's having a little tantrum in there. I love my cats. um, just to educate people, because my son and so many other people on the spectrum spend so much time and so much effort, and they really try to fit into neurotypical world. And I always wanted to make people understand how hard they work to do that and struggle to do that, and what amazing people they are. And that, you know, Sin and Bex, hi. So I made this decision for myself. If they want to continue on, I'm going to let them continue on. But for my part, I'm going to start doing what I want to do on this and hanging out with you guys when I can. And when I can do this, we'll talk about fun stuff because it's too exhausting. It's too exhausting. I forgot the words that my mother said to me when, um, exactly, moderate chaos. Exactly. Um, the words my mother said to me, um, when she knew, when she got sick, when she said to me, do all the things, don't let a moment go by because life is fragile, life is delicate, and she was right. And it's not, this isn't good for anybody, you know. Shannon and I both love classic film, and you guys all seem to be really interested in like historic true crime. That's the stuff I want to do, and I want to share stuff that I see. So when I go live like this, I want to talk to you guys and talk about stuff like that, like some cool stuff. Like today, I didn't have time to prepare for it because school ended up being called off and everything today because the weather's bad here. But I think so too, Tally. I think so too, and I think it would help other parents because especially when you first get the diagnosis, you just it's like shell shock. You don't know how to. where do you start first? What do you do? What are some tips? What are some things that can help? Um, yeah, Tally, that's kind of what I want to do is stuff like that and talk to other parents and have a place for other parents to come to just chill out and talk and maybe share information and help all of our kids. I think so too, Moderate. I think so too. And the internet is vast. There are so many cool channels on here. Like I love my medical stuff and Sin is a fan too, but I love Chubby Emu. If you guys don't watch Chubby Emu, check him out. He is a lot of fun. And if you like medical stuff, it's always really interesting and you always learn something. So yeah, Absolute History is another favorite. I want to do stuff like that. I want to talk about those kinds of things. In fact, I need to get a hold of Shannon because I was gonna talk to her about, maybe doing a watch thing for, I have the complete collection of Alfred Hitchcock, and this thing goes all the way back to his silent film days, all the way through his entire career, and Rope is my absolute favorite Hitchcock film. It's not it's not the one that most people have as a favorite, but it was always mine. And they even, I think, did a play on Rope, and it's just a really good story. So, maybe we could do something fun like that. That's what I want to do. And if Shannon, if you ever want to borrow that, I will send it to you and you can watch them and have a little classic film festival with those, So that's kind of what I want to do. Oh, Moderate, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, life is delicate. You need to grab every moment you can with the people you love and your friends and do that. So I have made a promise to myself that moving forward, I will not be putting content out that is not reflective of who I really am. And, you get angry and you want to protect your friends and you want to protect the people that you love. And you end up morphing into this person who you never were. I don't want to do that. And the people that have known me on here for a long time know that that's not me. That's really not who I am. That's who it was, Moderate? Oh, no. Oh, that is horrible. I am so sorry to his family. Do they know why, Moderate? Oh, that is horrible. Oh, I am so sorry to his family and his friends. So sorry. I watched his channel sometimes. That's really sad. Hi, Crimery. So yeah, that's what I want to do, and it is. Um, wow. See, that's what I mean. I mean, it's like anytime it can happen. It just, you know, yeah. So I want to do quality stuff with quality people and have a good time. Um, and I'm just not going to carry around other people's baggage and hate and especially hate strangers I've never even met before. If they want to do that, they can do that. I can only control how I respond. See, Angelo, sometimes what you say sinks in here. I can only sometimes. um, I can only control how I respond, and how I've decided to respond is removing any and all content of that nature, and I'm not going to do any more of it. Hey, more than enough. How are you? Um, That said, I will always have the backs of my friends because they had mine and I love them. It's a good idea, Moderate. It really is. Um, and just take our own community back and Exactly, Angelo. But your words do sink in. I really do listen. It's hard sometimes because, I mean, you're a parent, you know what it's like, and it's hard. But for my part, I saw myself making digs that I knew were shitty digs, in retaliation about things. And even though I was pissed off at the time, my attitude is this: that's never been me before, and why am I gonna let somebody turn me into that now? Because, I mean, other than the usual suspects, like people like Tam Tam and stuff like that, that say and do horrible things to people I care about, and the usual subjects that we've had on here that have done that, I have never really had words with anybody on here, you know? Never to this degree, and I'm not about to start now. I'm done. Um, I agree with, what was said the other day. I think it was Wendy that pointed it out. Having a conversation with somebody is probably better than this tit for tat stuff. It is, Angelo. I automatically will kinda jump people, admittedly, because, you watch your kid struggle, and he's a beautiful human being, and he's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. And any kid, I don't want any kid hurt. I don't want any kid to feel that way. Yep, you become a mom beast, and I do that. I'm very protective, very protective. He's my only, and yeah, I a demon will come out. I will turn into a demon for that child, yes. Um, so I don't know. I just made the decision that I'm gonna do what's best for me and what's best for my friends and my family, and that is to, you know, Angelo, you said it perfectly right there, right there. That is exactly how I feel. So yeah, want to get hold of Shannon and see if she wants to do a rope. The God, that almost sounded really weird. A rope party. A party to view the film Rope, not a rope party. You know, I mean, Shannon's a sexy woman, but I don't think that she wants to have a rope party with me. Oh, that made me giggle. But it's a great movie. If nobody's ever watched it, check it out. It is fantastic. It's just beautifully done. And anything with Jimmy Stewart or Richard Saunders, who are two of my favorite actors of all time, love. But everybody always talks about Rear Window, which was a great film, but Rope, there's just something about it. Like these people are in the middle of a party and a body is in a trunk right there in the middle of this party. You know, it's it's very interesting. It's very interesting to watch. I loved Hitchcock. So yeah, maybe we could do something like that. I don't know how to go. I mean, can you actually do that? Can you well, they'd probably strike it. I don't know where you would, unless you did like a members only type thing. Shannon has a membership now, I think, but I think she does because I think I joined it. But I think you can on there somehow. Sin, I love Joan Crawford too. And Betty Davis. All About Eve is one of my favorite movies. Um, I love that line in All About Eve where she's talking to her boyfriend and, she's saying, "I love it. I'd love you if you had no head at all." It always cracked me up. You can do an offline watch party via Zoom. Oh, okay. So people that would wanna join it, that would be a lot of fun. I would like to do that. Sin. But the one that I think would be the most down for doing that would be Shannon, because I know that she loves classic film. Yeah, it would be a lot of fun. Look at I wish I could sleep like that. Look at him. And he's purring. I don't know if you can hear him. He purrs while he sleeps. My little monsters. But I have a lasagna in the oven. Um, yeah, it's been a day. I was told not to go out. Punk's dad said, "Do not order whatever you need in, do not go out on these roads." And he drives like a huge truck, like a huge Ford truck. So when he says, "Don't go out because the roads are bad," I listen. So, got that going. Lasagna, yes, the boy wanted a lasagna, so and I'm off today, so I thought, "Why not? It's cold, it's wintry." Oh, you're lucky, moderate. My drive Jenny, hello, honey. My drive home was a nightmare, and I had a feeling that, I still set my alarm, got up, Punky was getting dressed and ready for school, and, got a call, and they said buses aren't running today, so I kinda had a feeling last night that they weren't gonna, have school today, and then I stagger into the kitchen for my coffee and then realize I don't have any coffee, so all I had was that espresso. So I just said, "I'm just gonna make a pot of this." So, it did the job, but, yeah. Oh, and then the other thing I came home to last night, this one likes to play in the bathtub, but he doesn't like the shower curtain in the bathtub, so he shoves it out, puts all his toys in there. Well, before Punk's dad got him into the shower last night, he didn't check the curtain, so water got everywhere. And being a man, instead of getting the mop and mopping up the water, he took all my towels and sopped up the water with them and threw it all in the bathtub for me to find when I got home last night. I'm like, "Thank you very much." He's like, "I showered the boy." I'm like, "Yes, I see that." Towels are man mops. I believe that's what towels are man mops. Yeah. Oh, you are lucky moderate. That's like perfect weather to me. Perfect weather to me would be if I could find some place to live where it was 40 degrees and dry. For my sinuses, because I have horrible sinuses and just because it's more comfortable temperature. I can't handle heat. My grandpa came here from Norway. We do not like the heat. Yes, paper towels. He's done that too, where he's taken an entire or my what I really love is when something gets spilled on the kitchen floor and my dish towel was thrown over it. Yeah, I love that too. Mm. So, Uber, how are you? I miss you, Uber. You're always live. I have to rewatch stuff when you do it because you're usually live when I'm either off to work or going to work or, you know. Oh, Uber's been watching me. I need to behave. Moving forward, I'm going to behave, Uber. I'm gonna be a good girl now. Dirty. Oh, moderate. But so yeah, that's kind of a veer off of what I actually wanted to discuss today. But I've decided to go and say, this is moving forward what I'm planning on doing. I'll probably still do some parodies, but not parodies that like try to like, hurt people. I'll never get on Shannon level parodies. It would be fun to do one with her though. Oh my god, that would be so much fun to do a parody with her. It would be a riot to do that with her. Um, but the ones she does are I see, I don't have an assistant to help me. If I tried to get Punk to help me with something like that, he'd just be like, "Absolutely not." So, no, mom. I will not partake in this. Right, good-natured ones, you know? Just like True thought I was going to make a mean parody of her. I never even intended on it, I mean, I don't know her and, you know? So that's that. I've decided to just pop on real quick, hang out with you guys, have a little bit of fun, say hello. I just love you, Uber. I have watched Uber, and there have been times where I've been, like, really sad and really, like, upset about things that have happened, and she's always got a wise thing to say that kinda get you right here, and, over the years, that's yeah, I love you. Um, yeah, there are people that you don't think that that's the thing too, is there's people you don't think that you impact on here, and there are certain people I've known on here for a long time, and you really do impact other people's lives. And I don't want to be somebody who just throws out, I just don't want to do all the negative stuff. I am so sorry, Uber. I'm so sorry. But yeah, Uber, you have touched so many people. Um, and Angelo's another one, and Shannon has made me laugh through a lot of stuff, and Um, Sin, oh my god, Sin has yeah. Sin has kind of replaced, she's kind of taken a place in my heart that was vacant when my sister passed away, and, I just love Sin, and Diane has, gotten on the phone with me, and we've talked, and she's talked me through some stuff too, so, yeah, I wanna just be in my community and let everybody else have their own, you know? Yes, Uber, I am so sorry. So very sorry. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And yeah, so I'll throw out some channels that maybe you don't know about that you might enjoy. Chubby Emu is one, Absolute History is another, Weird Science is one. See, I came from like I used to watch a lot of Jeff Holiday and the Non Sequitur show, before it all blew to hell, was, like, my all-time favorite. I loved hanging out in Non Sequitur, um, like, the debates with Aaron Ra, and they actually had Lawrence Krauss. Lawrence Krauss is a hero of mine, and they got him on a stream. It was beautiful. It was one of the most beautiful moments of YouTube history was seeing Lawrence Krauss live on a stream for me. Angela. Oh, I'm gonna check that out, Moderate. That sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm kind of a nerd. Lawrence Krauss is like I love his books. I love watching any documentaries involving him, and I was all, it was required reading for me was Stephen Hawking's Brief History of Time, but I actually enjoyed it. Punk's dad tried to read it, and he was like, "How can you read this and stay awake?" And I'm like, "It's fascinating. What are you talking about?" Now I have a son who's just as, like, science-y and nerdy as I am, so he enjoys this stuff. So he and I bond over that. And when I handed over, my copy of Stephen Hawking's Brief History of Time. It was like, there should have been a celebration. I told his dad, I said, "There should have been a celebration here. This is a rite of passage." And, yeah, the child, you know, he digs that kinda stuff. He watches that stuff with mama, and we watch the Hubble cam and all of that, so, yeah, I love that stuff. So, anybody who's never heard of Lawrence Krauss, check him out. If you're into physics, then Sabotage. Oh, that both sounds cool. Moderate. Yeah, I'm gonna check those both out. I should mod you so that you can drop those links. Let me see if I can remember how. Don't move, because then you'll confuse me. Let me mod you. You can drop those links. I'm all about sharing the links on here because, okay, how, wait, now it's moving on me. See, I'm so blind. I have to leave. How come I can't get you modded? Let me try it. Oh, there we go. No, 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 no. Come back. Come back. It's because of the delay in my computer, is what it is. Add moderator. There we go. I think I got you. There you go. Yeah, moderate. Feel free to drop those links in the chat because I'll definitely go check those out. They sound really cool. But yeah, I want to share links and we'll all get to learn some new stuff, find some new channels. Um, if anybody's into or to Uber urban exploring, awesome. Thank you. Um, I can tell that I'm glitching right now. Urban exploring. I love urban exploring. I love architecture, and The Proper People is an absolutely fantastic channel to watch. I don't know if Sin or anybody can find the link to that channel, but they did one on the Kirkbride Asylum that was outstanding. And they're a class act. They really do beautiful, like, they should have their own TV show as far as I'm concerned. These guys are awesome. But, yeah, it's called The Proper People. If you dig urban exploring, check them out. They're absolutely fantastic. And Moderate, thank you for the suggestions. So, yeah, and then, I am off tomorrow, and I'll have some time to, with the storm, I'm not going anywhere, doing anything. I'll have some time to thank you, Sin, I appreciate that. I think Sin has started watching them too, so, yeah, they're awesome. I love looking at those old buildings. I kinda get disappointed when I see them taking these beautiful old buildings and wanting to destroy them when we have a homeless crisis that we could actually, you know, those old asylums had a very dark past. Let's use those buildings to house these people, let's do something good with them. Uber, I knew you were a girl after my own heart. Angelo, I listen to, and the animation is absolutely horrible on these, but there's these animated horror stories, and that's what I fall asleep to most nights because I don't have to watch the screen, I can just listen, and yeah, I like to fall asleep to that. Or I fall asleep to, John McLean's, makeup tutorials because his voice is so soothing. He has this beautiful voice, and when he says seamlessness, when he's a beautiful human being, and he does these beautiful makeup looks, and, I don't even watch it for that, I just love the sound of his voice and hearing him talk, and he doesn't call it a YouTube video, he calls it a film, um, but John McLean's another one, he is awesome. Sin, I think you and I have talked about John McLean before. Um, yeah, he's just love him. But yeah, so I'm gonna have some time. I'm gonna find some quirky, fun stuff to talk about tomorrow afternoon, and stuff that I actually intended on talking about today. And, yeah, we'll have some fun. We'll talk about, uh, some strange historical things and just fun stuff and have some coffee and another natter. And I'm glad that I was able to get this kicked back up and working somewhat properly. No, you know what, moderate? Grave rubbings can be actually very beautiful. And there where I live here is, it's like borders off of like a state park by a lake here. And there's this you gotta, like, go through they deliberately have let it get overgrown, you have to dig through all this brush, and you get there, and there's a tiny little cemetery, and the reason they've let it just get overgrown is because kids were going back there and kicking over the headstones and things like that, so, there's a few people, I'm one of them, that will occasionally, when I'm driving by that area, will stop in there and, pull the weeds around the headstones and, it's history. I can't stand to see history destroyed, you know? So, especially something as disrespectful, or as, somebody's grave. So, I don't think it's morbid. No. I'm a big fan of memento mori photography as well. Uber. Oh, that's cool, moderate. Yeah, I've never tried to clean the stone with anything because, I mean, these headstones are so old, they're like, you can crumble them apart just by, like so but I do kinda pull the weeds around them, and I think there's some other people in the community that do it too. One of the DNR officers was telling me, he said yeah, he said, because he saw me coming out of there, and we were talking, and he said, "Yeah, we kinda let it get overgrown because these idiot kids will go in there and kick over the headstones and, so, yeah, I don't like seeing stuff like that, destroyed. You can barely read the names on them, um, but I had thought about doing a grave rubbing just to see if you could kind of clearly get what the names are on them. So, yeah, so tomorrow we'll talk about some fun, weird stuff and have some coffee, some more chat, and, just share more channels. The internet is vast. I'm sure we can all find fun stuff to share and watch and talk about. Oh, that would be funny, Uber. It would. But, I mean, the DNR did the right thing because I said, "Why isn't anybody maintaining this?" And he said, "No, we want it overgrown," and then he explained to me why, and I said, "I get that." So, but, just to go through there sometimes, it's a very peaceful little location. It's a little place to go and just, be quiet for a while in a world that's never quiet. But I'm going to go and get the lasagna out of the oven and stuff my face. Oh, awesome, moderate. Thank you very much. I have some watch material, and I'm gonna do some research tonight. I love Mr. Ballin. Oh my god, I love Mr. Ballin. You can share his link too if you want to. Love Mr. Ballin. He is I listen to him a lot when I'm getting ready for work. Cool. Thank you, Uber. But yeah, the people that are, let me add you there, Miss Madam. Yeah, Uber, anything you wanna any link you wanna drop, you can feel free. Um, but yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow. I will have real stuff to talk about, the stuff that I actually intended on, researching to talk about today. And yeah, we'll just have some fun facts and hang out. Thank you, Sin. Yeah, anybody who hasn't watched Mr. Ballin, he's awesome. I listen to him a lot when I'm getting ready for work. He is his stuff is always really good. And of course, there's Bailey Sarian. I love her. And yeah, you too, Uber. Everybody have a great evening. Stay warm, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. And we'll talk about real stuff um, that I actually intended today. So, bye. Thank you guys for coming. I love you. Now I got to figure out how to stop this thing because I'm kind of a dingbat when it comes. I'm gonna figure this out eventually. Yes. There we go.